my friend. I shared a lot about my story when I was a child, about my childhood and how crazy, how much I was suffering of the domestic violence, not on me, but on my mom, between my mom and my dad. But today I want to share with you how can I move on so well to forgive my dad, and how can we forgive people in our lives when you got so much wounds and so deep of the scar that it's planted in your heart or your soul or your mind. So I'm going to share the tips. As I just said, the first tip is to count the good things about who he is. So if there's anyone in your life that you cannot forgive and you feel like he's the worst person ever, you will never be able to forgive that person, I would suggest you to use what I did, is to look at the good things about that person. Let's be honest, no one is completely bad. We always can find something good from a person. Maybe their one behavior, or maybe they are very good son to their parents, or maybe they're very bad to their friends, but they're good to their own children. Whatever that is, find something that you can count. Rather than look at what they don't have, look at something that they have that you can really admire and adore and also appreciate. So here are the things. My dad was quite smart, intelligent. If without him, there won't be me. So I have to be very grateful about that. My dad is one of the reasons that I'm here and I am who I am today. So I have to be really thankful. And the next thing is super important as well. When we want to forgive someone, we have to show compassion. Compassion is one of the most important things for any relationships in our lives. In fact, it's also very important to forgive ourselves as well. If we don't show compassion to ourselves, we can always blame ourselves for something we did wrong or a little failure that we did. It's really not healthy. There's an example I heard another day. Is for those people who, I don't remember exactly where I heard this from, but it's really good that the guy was saying, when you cannot forgive yourself, imagine you just jump out your own role, you become the best friend of yourself and speak to yourself. So he said, hey, don't be so hard to yourself. You're already amazing, and just show compassion to yourself. And if you can show compassion to yourself, you can also learn how to show compassion to your friends and to the person that you always feel that's hard to forgive. And it applies the same to my dad. I had to show a lot of compassion to him, and that really helped me to get through the hard time before. In saying compassion, when my dad has grown so old now, even though he looks quite awesome in his age at 70, I feel really soft-hearted. I feel sorry he's so old. There's nothing could stop me to love him anymore, because I know that my dad and mom still have some problems, but they are my parents, and I only have one pair of parents, and that's them. And I have to show love, and when I love, everything is just not as important as loving them. And the next tip to forgive someone is to remember. I remember this is really helpful for me. It's in the Bible verse. It says, forgive, you shall be forgiven. We all do things wrong in our lives, and we sometimes not intentionally hurting someone, but if we don't forgive others, we are also not forgiven. In Bible verses, it says we're not forgiven by God, and it's hard when you feel guilty all the time if you're not forgiven, which is why grace is so important. So if we show grace to the people who hurt us, unintentionally or intentionally, there will be a lot of struggling in them. If we let go, we will be the one who actually are happier. But if you hold those things in you, you will be suffering the rest of your life, and that is really not worth it. So I choose to let go, I choose to forgive, because I know I'm not a perfect daughter either. I haven't done the most I could, even though I tried, and that is why we are all imperfect, but we all can forgive each other and keep loving each other. And the next one is, what I found about my dad is he never really lies and he's very honest. He has a lot of personalities that we did not even pay attention when we were younger, and all we were seeing was the terrible side of him because we were so scared about the violence and stuff. And it's all past, it's a long time ago, and he has not been like that for a long time. Even though their personality and the habits that he has might still be quite not nice, but it's not something we need to think about. All we need to think about is we need to think about the good thing about this person, and so that we can be easier to forgive and to move on. Another thing about my dad is he's very kind to his friends, very generous, and that's why I remember in our wedding when he came, if he's not my dad, there won't be many people attending the wedding, but that day we got almost 100 people that my dad knew, and everybody just came to celebrate for him and for me, and I was really grateful. This is showing that my dad does have his shining thing, which is just that not everyone can see. And this reminding us, guys, if you have anyone in your life you cannot see anything anymore because you hate that person so much, you need to first of all let it go and put it down. You don't have to love that person quickly, but at the end of the day, many of the people who you hate probably are the people who you used to love or you love still. And because without love, there won't be hate, right? You can say you don't like them. You don't have to say you hate them, because hate is a big word. So I have learned so much how to let go, and I hope my story can help you guys to let go whatever that is suffering in your mind, or whoever that is still in your mind you never can forgive. I hope this will really help you, my friend, because I want you to have a wonderful and amazing life without anything that is holding you back. Just have a light life, not a heavy one. God bless you.